Ich gehöre längst nicht mehr zur Welt der Sterblichen. Ich fürchte hier nichts und niemanden. Willst du wissen, wer ich bin? Ich bin Vegeta!
I'm Shockwave King, we're back here once again. And you see the title of the video, Hajime Ippo, round 1330. But that's the first time I said it smoothly. Yeah, it is. I don't know if it just released today or yesterday, or the translation site put up today or yesterday, but it's out and it's fresh out. And look at this cover. Look at this cover on one up in the upper right corner. You got Ippo for a new volume cover, looking at his hands like he obtained the hand of God from Jimmy Fisher. And then you got Takamura right on the cover, chowing down on some peas like he's Luffy from One Piece. Like, come on, come on. It's the first page. It is the first page, and it's already too good. It's already. Hajime Ippo, chapter 1330. Immediately after clearing away in, unleash your appetite as Takamura chows down on beef that is straight from One Piece. Round 1330, the night before the decisive battle. Guys, I was ready to get the fight on, but honestly, if the fight doesn't even end off with them in the ring, I'll be happy. I don't know why. I'll be excited. Let's get on to the first page. Ah, what a feast, what a feast. I don't know what it is. I was thinking before I was recording this video, Takamura gonna be one of my top 10 favorite characters of all time. It's just, there's nobody else like him. He's one of a kind. Up there next to Joyubuki. Actually, that might be too far. But then again, who knows? You know. He just had Takamura running out, walking out of a place called Hiroroshi. Or it could be Hiro. I don't think it's Hiroshi. Cause you can't really see the full ties. Just Takamura's covering it up, but it's just they're walking out here at the massive feet. Sorry you have to carry all this. Since you need to, since you need to bring all 3 belts to the press conference, it's a big help. No, it's a great experience for us. That's of course. Like you learned from Takamura or Yoki Kimura. If you have underlings, use them to your own benefit. I am sorry. You people can argue whatever you want, but there's a reason why Ippo fits in so well with the Kurogama 4, because they're just like him. They're all alike. They're similar. Ippo try to act like he's not similar, but there are moments, man. There's moments where you can see why they hang out with each other. There are moments where you can see the Yoki, Kimura, and Takamura peeks out of them. There are moments. I don't know if you guys seen those moments, but there's been moments. Do not believe Ippo. He's lying to you. They're not exactly the same, but they are similar. On to the next page. Oh my! What is this image? Cause like he was saying that to Teihei and Kentaro, and like Kentaro just like, but seriously, he was like a starving beast. And Teihei's like, yeah, he was snapping at all hard. I thought he might eat us too. And then like Ippo hops in. He's actually a lot calmer than before doing his weight control. If you spoke at him at the wrong time, he really bites you. And it shows the image of it as Takamura just biting a huge no, there's a biting in. He's just biting into Aoki's head. Just as, why is it always Aoki? Why is he gotta get most of the Takamura abuse? He'll get so worked up he could control himself. Then again, Ippo, he is moving up in weight, so he's getting closer and closer towards his normal weight class. And we don't see who's talking, but it's supposed to word takes it. So is weight control that bad? You get all worked up, and then you devour a bunch of meat? Ippo, it varies from person to person. Some people lose all semblance of emotional expression. The worse it gets. Some people can eat right after they're done. Others too tense to even think about eating. Kimura-san and Manabu always want liquids. Aoki isn't the kind of person to overdo it. Of course, the 2 outboxers who need the liquid need the Gatorade, and Aoki is just, I run a noodle shop. It's not that serious. And Teihei's like, what about you, Master? Ippo's like, weight control was never really an issue for me. I just ate like I usually did. Takamura-san's weight control starves him to the point where he reaches feral. Since he's a carnivore, he eats a lot of red meat. Really? He's Olivia Biscuit now? He's just chowing down in a full diner. I can't even fathom his mental state right now. But at least, at least he's incredibly tense. At least I can bet he's incredibly tense. As they all still continue to walk in. You got Takamura looking at the coach saying, "Let's do that at the Dome next. Come on, the Tokyo Dome." And Teihei's like incredibly tense. And Kitara's like, "All I see is starvation, relaxation, despair." Now continue to watch it. I guess from where we stand, it's lucky, he's not worked it this time. It's a good thing he joined the gym. It's a good thing we joined the gym at the right time. Kintaro continues. And actually, they got a good point. They missed out on the whole jogging through the field and running into a bunch of dog feces, and then Takamura taking a dump on top of Aoki's head, and all the other shenanigans like Aoki trying to get his revenge by putting the isotope bug or whatever that thing was into Takamura's sandwich, and they both ate it. It technically it worked, but not in the way that Aoki was able to savor and see it himself. So, but Ippo thinks to himself, lucky, a good thing. It's true there's been less troubles around lately. I suppose it's been a really nice time. And as for Takamura himself, it's not carelessness. It's just that he can afford to be relaxed. Maybe because now he's super middleweight for the first time. He's at his best weight for once. They're still emphasizing. There's just like Takamura being in his best weight class. Truly, what kind of performance would he give us tomorrow? You got this fantastic double-page spread of Takamura with a jacket lumped over his shoulder, is blowing into the wind. He's happy as any other person can be. I love it. I love it. Also, fun fact: the creator of Baki actually no, that was One Piece. Never mind, that's irrelevant. That was for One Piece. I don't know what I was going there, but it's something totally different. Then Ippo noticed something, and then they're all stopped. And Takamura's like, "I'm heading off. After you jack those two at the gym, meet me at Yoki's place." Wait, what? What? And they're like, you're still eating some more? This is a great Takamura. What do you expect? His stomach has no bounds. Duh. I'm gonna run off the weight I'm just gonna run off the weight I ate later. Tay's like, no words. Kitara's like, I guess I need temperament to be world champion. The coach chips in. I don't want him negatively impacting tomorrow's match. Keep a good eye on him. Yes, sir. Well, technically, just like the whole situation earlier with Keith Dragon, could Ippo even stop Takamura? Like, they were barely able to stop Takamura from hitting Brian Hart. So it's just, would it be able to even stop this man? And he's in his better condition. So the scenery changed to, I believe, it's some type of royal hotel or something along the lines. And you hear somebody talking, doing the face-off. What kind of freshness you get? And what type of impression did you get? His eyes look good, real good. It's just like a in-pen, a Manjong piece. Quite interesting when it shows the left eye, but And Keith Dragon coach, or I believe his head coach. I really don't understand the comparison, but I can see you can recognize him as a strong opponent. Keith's like, it's just a hunch, but I'm guessing tomorrow night I'll no longer be so lonely. No! Does he also have the Ricardo Martinez malaise? Someone please help me. Help me. I'm so lonely up here alone. Is he suffering from the same condition? If it's him, I think he'll do it. No, he has to do it. We'll read each other for about 10 or maybe 20 times. We'll both read each other 10 or maybe 20 times ahead. As Keith Dragon continue punching into the night. Punching into the night. Well, that is quite interesting. That is very interesting. Very, very interesting. That Keith Dragon be suffering from the same phenomenon. The same phenomenon of Ricardo Martinez. Is this animal this dominant, or is it just dumb luck? Now, like Takamura, seriously, maybe he's resting at home instead. Nah, the great Takamura. Oh, I know you forgot about the whole bad luck thing. I guess regardless if he comes or not. It's regardless if he comes or not. Who knows what he would do with the rest of it? Who knows what he'll do if the rest of us didn't show? And then he gave it was the whole bar incident with Sendo and Dante, but that was talking about him. So that's different scenario. It was just like that guy. He was like, but still, I can't believe he's running like that. They tune up before a match. He really isn't. He really is nothing but earnest when it comes to boxing. Kitaru chips in, most definitely. Teihei. I don't want him to lose against some guy who plays around with Monjong. Same. Then, I said, I don't know who that guy. Oh yeah, I'm pretty sure that's Kimura. Do you really think he's that lax about it? If you ask me, there must be some sort of some type of training we're at the Monjong party, which means he's been practicing all the way up to the match, hasn't he? You're obviously not supposed to mix business and pleasure. But are we saying that boxers have given up on their hobbies when they come close to a match? Don't forget he's world champion, so in the terms of his condition, he knows what he must be doing. But and plus, he can switch he can switch his stress off and on easily. I like that guy. A guy like that, I don't know, seems scary to me. My God, I'm over here butchering English. I don't know why the whole switch thing cut me off, but it's just another training. And a picture of everything he was saying was referring to Keith Dragon, and he did just compare Takamura's eye to a Monjong piece, and everybody else after that, Teihei, Kentaru, Itagaki, Ippo, they're all. As Teihei gulps, they all pause. Kentaru is like, stop please, we're confident looking up this Takamura son. And just now, until just now. And these guys just like, oof, really tense or something. Ippo thinks, that's right, I got so caught up in such a comfortable mood, but Takamura was acting like that before. He recognized how strong his opponent is. Now Ippo is sweating bullets and he's panicking. What do you mean? And he flashed back to what Takamura said in the previous chat. There are still some things I can't control on my own. Things like my strength isn't enough for. Is what he said. What? The guy asked for God's help? He's like, I can't believe it. He's really serious about an opponent. Things I can't control on my own. It won't be enough against that guy. Even the look he's questioning. What the hell did he pray for? And Kimura's like, speaking of gods, they forgive him of that voodoo doll. And Ippo reaches into his pocket. Will Ippo occultism reappear in response to Takamura's unease? Find out next week. Chapter 1330. Fantastical. I should have mentioned earlier it's going to be a short chapter. It's only 14 pages this time around. But, hey, I pretty much got the chapter I was looking forward to. Even with some in-depth insight to certain situations. But seriously, that I don't know if they actually sell beef like that in Japan or not, but it looks the exact same from One Piece, the exact same type of beef. Well, in this case, you don't even know what it's made of. They just call it meat in One Piece, so it's just, I don't know what Takamura is saying. I say it could be some beef, but I was thinking, if Takamura ran off, it just, I was thinking. As soon as I was like, where's Takamura at? Because some drastic accident happened to postpone the match. Well, not to postpone the match, but it potentially mess up the match. I hopefully not. Maybe, hopefully. He's just laying in a pair of breasts for the first time. Or getting flipped out of Dr. Actually, now that I think about it. What if he just went to go see Dr. Yamaguchi? Now, sure, if you get flipped through the window this time, you might cut his hand, cut his jugular. Like, you think about it, it might not be so bad. Because remember, the last time Takamura had that voodoo doll, the car came, and the kid accident happened. And that's when I started mentally calling Takamura the Man of Steel. Because he flipped over the car. And the thing is with the voodoo doll, I took it from that scene that the voodoo doll didn't work. Because things have been going bad for him without Ippo and with Ippo. So I took that thing as it didn't help. Because as soon as Takamura and Ippo was walking, it was Ippo who kept running into things. Or saving Takamura. And did anything else. So either way, it's a surprise that he was able to make it back to that shrine. And the last chapter about nothing happened to him. So maybe some things been happening to him off screen that we haven't seen. But it seems like it's been like an on and off thing. But I think for as it is right now, I don't believe personally. anything's gonna happen to Takamura. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm too happy as a mood. It's not the fact I believe it's an impossibility. It's just the fact that for Keith Dragon's wins, it's never just. That's the thing. If you're mentally weak, a bunch of bad things happen to you before a match will cripple your mental state and make you weaker going into the match. For Takamura, if he remains mentally strong, which that shrine prayer thing, and I think that is, if Takamura prayed something that was not Ippo Coach Koigama, then that should be a problem. But I doubt he would pray for anything else but that, because he says some things are beyond my own strengths and some things I just can't control, like the coach. And the fact that no one found a problem with, you know what? Let's have the junior middleweight WBC champion, the unified middleweight champion, just run off. Just let him run off. Yeah, in my opinion, it's a good chapter. I personally love the chapter, but I just don't think anything's bad gonna happen to Takamura before the match. Have you ever? It has been built up that, you know, even before then, you know, Keith Dragon opponents will just catch sickness, or they'll call off the fight, or anything like that. So it's just, I doubt anything that will happen. I don't want him negatively impacting tomorrow's match. Keep a good eye on him. Somebody said that could be some foreshadowing, but not really. Not really. Maybe it's just me. I don't know. I don't think that whole thing was foreshadowing. It's not like this is the first time Takamura just ran off. This is afterwards. Keith Dragon's just like his eyes like a Manjong piece. Cause that's the thing. Even with then, there are already some people believe that Takamura already have a detached retina in his left eye and right eye. So something could potentially damage the left one, but I don't know, I just don't personally see it. I don't personally see it. I like how Keith Dragon sees the great Takamura, just like his eyes like a Mahjong piece. He gotta do it. He gotta push me. No, it's without a doubt. He gotta do it. He's gonna be the one. He's gonna be the one. I won't be so lonely anymore up here. I'm surprised that we getting hits of Ricardo Martinez. I didn't think he's like all the hints towards it was gone, or like Ricardo Martinez was the only person to face it. But to see Keith Dragon of all people really does give some insight on Keith Dragon's career. That he does take heavy pride in the fact that he does beat his opponents. Is it my fault that my opponent's timing wasn't off and I hit him right in his face? No. And plus, the way Keith Dragon says it, it seems like could be intention, especially when he was implied in like the last chapter. How it's like it's pretty much like a guardian angel type of thing, where everything works out for him, but it could not work out in a match. I don't know, because it's so you would have asked me earlier, like that video I made earlier, it'd be like, oh, you know, is it just dumb luck or is it skill? And like over the preceding chapters, it seemed like it's more and more and more about Keith Dragon's skill. He's not some chump. He actually does deliver inside the ring, as much as he does outside the ring. And arguably, you could say all that bad luck and stuff happening could just be superstition. That could be a decent argument, because a person randomly throw a pot outside, that can just happen to anybody. Just like how someone can, like just one time with me, like coming back from like a party or something, like a family event with my auntie, mother, and sister. A random diesel can just fall off the back of a truck, hit our car. It was like some type of gray Chevrolet, and we had to swerve over like 3 lanes of traffic, and made it there, thank God. And we ran to the side, hopped out the car. I ran towards the back of the trunk, and I'm thinking the engine's gonna blow up. Family runs in front of me, and I was like, I crossed the barrier, try to go over there, trips and falls, split my knee on it, and open up a certain piece, and then I was able to make it to the other side. So, if it wasn't diesel, it probably exploded, but the car never did end up exploding, it just caught fire. So, are you gonna say I have a guardian angel? You gonna say I'm just lucky? I don't know, cause it's like it just can't beat with just luck with Keith Dragon. He got a hell of a right hand. He obviously got good timing and skill. It makes sense why his opponents are thrown out by his left and just get hit with his right, because they're expecting his jab to hit that strong, similar to Sagetta's. and then he follows with the right. But he has to be ambidextrous because it seems like he has power with both hands. If he originally just thought he was left-handed, he had to have powers in both hands, in my opinion. So maybe it's just me, but the way it was like a teaser towards the end, where just like the way Kimura was just like, oh, Keith Dragon's like mental training and how he does it. There are some people who need to constantly work their mind and think of their problems, because like, right now Keith Dragon is like shadowboxing and things like that. Even as he's mentally preparing himself for the match, I'm pretty sure it's more like Mike Elliott, where he sees the match like a chess match itself, and not, not like a mahjong match itself, with placing pieces and thinking 10 to 20 steps ahead, like Keith Dragon mentioned. Because it seems more like what is luck. But the recent Takamura thing, it could just be a bad happen of circumstances. Like, I forgot before who Ippo fought. That was back when Takamura took us around the world trip, well, around Japan trip, and he came back after he bought that octopus from Osaka. With Sendo's grandmother, my God, she's trying to kill somebody, and he bought it and he fed it to Kimura, and then, and especially Aoki had the diarrhea, and he came out there just skin and bones, and it's a guy, did I miss it? So I don't know, but this chapter was pretty good. I just can't believe it. If it happens, it will dumbfound me, but when I pick it up and read it, I just believe Takamura is fine. More than likely, he could cut his hand after getting flipped out the window from Yamaguchi, but honestly, pretty sure that's the only other place he could be, because what else would Takamura take a detour unless the entire Keith Dragon fight's not going to happen, he's going to get hit by a car, or he's going to cripple himself, and Takamura is over. Because besides from that, I don't see what else can really stop the fight from happening. And it's never been implied that the fight is going to stop happening, especially how Keith Dragon is looking forward to it. Especially how Keith Dragon head coach is just like, I can't see what happens, so just... They're talking more run off the way he did. And the way he looks, duh, I want to run off and burn off what I just ate later. And I doubt Takamura would better go play at the Shrine. But honestly, there's one more thing. One more thing if he could pray for it. But technically, he wouldn't even need to pray for that since Yamaguchi just told him to beg for it. But hey, that would be something. What if Takamura ran off to go beg Yamaguchi to be with him? That would be something. And arguably, what I said earlier could be quite ironic, because technically Aoki wasn't supposed to do it, but then again, you had somebody like Kasamoto, Mike Tyson trainer, saying the whole, not having sex thing before a match is just hokey dokey. Because Mike Tyson is known for doing that throughout most of his career. Even he said, if I have sex before the fight, I'm not going to ever see her again, so I gotta do it now. Even some theorize something else to add to why Mike Tyson lost in the Buckler Does fight, because, he caught some Brian Hawk syndrome, and he fell for the Japanese woman, so it's just... Who knows? But it's been... Mr. Shockwave Ken, has been round 1330, and I hope you guys enjoyed the video. But what do you believe Takamura's off doing? Do you believe that something happened to him that ruined his chances of the fight? Do you believe that the voodoo doll actually works? And how do you believe that Keith Dragon operates in the ring? And do you just believe it's just dumb luck, or is it true skill? Be Mr. Shockwave King now. And also, with the coach, this entire time when they was walking, you never do get a good look at the coach's face. His eyes is always covered by his hat the entire time. The entire time, his eyes is covered by the hat. And even when he talks to Ippo, we do get to see his face. Not even his face, we get to see the bottom half of his mouth. And that's it. We don't get to see his eyes. And it does like his face is more sunken in than usual. But besides from that, that's pretty much it. It's been Shockwave King. If you guys liked the video. And do you believe that Takamura will go talk to Yamaguchi? Potentially one of the best girl characters in Ippo, physically wise. Or is Takamura about to go pray? Do you believe that he's injured? Do you believe the voodoo doll works? How do you think Keith Dragon operates? And da-da-da-da-da-da-da. And also, do you believe something? Is there something more to Keith Dragon's coach, or just, he's just a coach, just like Richard Bison's coach is just a coach, or David Eagle just had a coach, or we be more similar to a Miguel Hale, where he actually plays more of an outside influence into the fight itself. It's been Mr. Shockwave King, and peace.